Howdy, I'm Grey Pilgrim. Well, in continuing my recent foray into haberdashery, my cousin has been emptying out a storage locker, and he has a collection to the penultimate collection of weird hats. This is one. It's a fedora. I think it's just stylish as all get out. What do you think? Let me show you some others. This is a gambler hat. At least I call it a gambler hat. What do you think of that, huh? You know, reminds me of Kenny Rogers. Or the bad guy cowboy would wear one of these. How about this? Let's see where I put it. Oh, there it is. Something to yodel to. Yodel-a-hee-hoo. That's just kind of weird. And this one, well, I don't know exactly how you'd characterize this. Not exactly my style, and it's a little too small for me anyway. But this is the ultimate. God, I hope it'll fit. I haven't even tried it on yet. Attila the Hun. I'm not even going to try. Look at that thing. Things you can find at yard sales. Is that not the ultimate barbarian hat? Or helmet, as the case may be? I don't think it fits. Oh, one moment, please. Back. One of the problems when you have a landline instead of a cell phone is you can't put it on mute and just wait for it to rattle in your pocket. You have to answer the damn phone, you know. But that's just the only downside of the thing. I don't have a cell phone. I've never owned a cell phone of my own. I had a cell phone briefly for work. It was their phone, and when I retired, I just had keep it. And I've never gone back. I have an old style landline. One of the phones, no, two of the phones on it right now are rotary. And I have two of these wireless things that you can answer on. I used to have a Princess phone, but I can't find it anymore. And I also had a stock phone, but it doesn't work well with a stock phone. But it works with a rotary. You know, it's funny because the line coming in here is actually fiber optic, but it works with a landline, a rotary landline phone, which has an advantage. The reason is that I turn the ringers off on them because the voltage it takes to turn on those ringers exceeds what the fiber line can hold. Used to be with a regular old copper wire, they could just shoot as much power down it as they needed to run the instrument. Well, these days, not so much. And I don't want to blow out the circuits. Also, the old days, when it wasn't so much the CIA as it was the FBI would want to bug you, they actually had a little relay they could turn on in a telephone and turn the microphone on and listen to conversations in the room. Problem is with that old system, the power to run that relay exceeds the power that can be run on a fiber optic line. So the relay that's in any conventional, General Electric phone cannot be accessed anymore. They can do the same thing with a cell phone, by the way. I took a course in a telephone security once, a seminar I went to, and the fellow was saying, how you could turn on and learn stuff about anybody just from stuff on their phone. And he just picked a random guy in the audience, turned his phone on to the microphone, put it over the PA system, and they were talking back and forth. He was talking through the PA, and the other guy was talking through his phone. He did it on his little computer there. And that was part of his presentation. And after that, I thought, I'll never get a cell phone. Forget it. I never even had a flip phone. The only time I ever had a phone was I bought a burner back during the Beachy Creek fire when I was a refugee. I had that for about 2 weeks, and then it went into the dustbin. I don't like them. I just don't like carrying a government bug in my pocket at all times. And it's not in my cup of tea. But anyway, hats. Oh, there they go. Have I got hats? And according to, by the way, the phone was my cousin. He's bringing over more hats. So I guess this is now the Hat History Channel or something like that. I don't know, what the heck do you call it? I mean, I have no idea what this kind of hat is called, for instance. But, but that's definitely something that came right out of the Alps. And that, well, it's a little loose on this side. It needs to, yeah, there's a nut in there that needs tightened up. But that is something that's right off the head of Attila the Hun. My cousin called it a Viking helmet, but it looks to me more like a Attila the Hun style helmet. By the way, horns like this, in popular culture that's associated with Vikings, it's not historically. Neolithic statuary and other art from that period, from that area, Scandinavia, did show helmets with horns on them. But that was like ritual shamanic stuff from something like 8,000 years ago and well before the Viking period. Vikings usually just used helmets from other guys that they stole from. Vikings stole a lot. And that means that all through their history you'd find different kinds of armor all over the Viking world. That this is Byzantine, that's Arab. This one came from the Roman Empire, but handed down through the ages. Now swords, they had the better swords than most of the Celts or anybody else at the time. The Scandinavians figured out ironwork a whole lot earlier than the other folks did. And there was a sword, an Anglo sword, I think a Saxon sword or something. It was from northern Germany. It was called the Ufert. And it became sort of that was the name of, I assume, the name of the original smith who put his name on the sword. But for several hundred years after that, Ufert swords came out because it was now a brand name throughout northern Germany and Scandinavia for years. But they found Ufert marked swords in graves from, Sweden and Norway all the way over into northern Germany and I think into Russia. Anyway, I'm just talking trivia now. By the way, if you like this thing, talking about hats, talking about helmets, talking about weirdness, let me know, in the comments and stuff. And by the way, it seems something broke loose and I'm getting more subscribers lately. I don't know if it's what I'm doing wrong, right, or sideways, but I can never figure out the YouTube gods. And if you have, let me know, because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, right, or sideways. Anyway, that's about all I got to say. Happy trails.